Okay, today I'm going to do something which I've never done before. I'm going to make a little video of doing a little job that I have to do today for this 64XX Pannier tank from Dapple. It needs a sound chip. So, what are we going to need to do this job? Small set of screwdrivers, sharp knife, wire cutters, some sticky pads. Obviously we're going to need the decoder, which is an MS440C. We're also going to need a speaker, some heat shrink, some bits and pieces to do some soldering with, and a soldering iron, insulation tape, and a pot to put the screws in. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the body. Now, each locomotive has got its own fixings, and the manual will tell you on your locomotive exactly where that is. On this, I've got 2 fixings underneath the filler caps here, and I've got 6 fixings underneath on the chassis there. So let's start with the top ones. Okay, so the next task now is to fit the speaker, and for this we're going to remove the speaker housing. Okay. Right, we've got the speaker now wired in. So the next thing to do is to fit the decoder. Now, I don't know if you can see, but just by there is a pin missing. And on the decoder, there is in the same location, it's best to see it on the back, you can see there is no hole in the circuit board there. That is to allow for registration of the decoder, so it's the right way up. So I'm just going to go ahead and fit this now, just carefully fiddling it around until I find the right spot. It's just about by there. I'll give it a little bit of a final shove before we close up, because what I want to do now is make sure that these wires are routed correctly for the stay alive capacitor, which I think we can probably squeeze in just there by the motor. That's where we seem to have the most room. It's not wanting to play ball at the moment. Okay, we've now got the 2 of them through, and I'm going to tuck them very carefully down underneath the main circuit board. And I like this main circuit board. It's got these nice little connectors here for no, it's not for that. It's to connect for the wheels and then the motor. And it does whatever it does then to provide information for the decoder as well once that's in place. Now then, consulting the instructions here, and we can see that the blue is positive and the black dotted line is negative. So let's make sure we get the capacitor wired up in the correct manner. Put the fixing. Okay, that is the installation complete, apart from just giving this a final shove to get seated firmly. That's it. It's fitted. So let's close up a few bits and pieces here and put them to one side. And we will then test it. Okay, so now to test it. I've got the chassis sat on my test track. I'm using the DCCX DCC system, and I'm driving the locomotive through engine driver. So let's power up the track. Okay, and let's switch it on. And yes, we have sound. And she creeps forward. And we have brakes. And it will creep backwards. Nice. So having done that, let's do the logical thing and put it all back together. I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, first off, apologies for any mumbling. A large part of that was cut out, but I still hope you found it interesting.